Hey guys, we're just gonna jump in. I kind of had an idea for a makeup tutorial and I tried it out a little bit just now and it turned out good, so we're just gonna jump into it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Madison, and yeah, I'm gonna start with my eyes today. I have kind of this idea for like a blue and gold moment, kind of like a half cut crease. I don't know, it's kind of ambitious for me, but we're gonna try it out. All right, that's better. It's kind of hot in here, but we're gonna power through it. I am gonna prime first, even though we're doing the eyes first, just so it can sit. I'm gonna take my MAC strobe cream. This is the peach light shade. I think for the lips and the cheeks, I'm going to do something kind of peachy because I think that looks good with the gold and the blue. I don't know, I'm kind of having like a little Cinderella inspiration, like Cinderella, the live action movie. I don't know, ever since I saw that movie when I was little, or I guess I was like a teenager, I'm not sure when that came out, but I just fell in love with like that royal, it's kind of like Bridgerton as well, like blue, gold, very regal. We are going to prime my eyes. I'm going to be using my Rare Beauty eye primer, and I really like this stuff. So far, you might have seen this in my haul, and I have been using it ever since I got it. So I'm just going to take it with my finger. I like that it's not like completely like white out like concealer, but it does have coverage to it. Just gonna dab a little bit of powder on it. This is just an Hourglass one I'm trying to use up. Let me know if you have any powders that you've really been loving, especially if you're more like my type of makeup, which I do more like glowy, like I like full coverage, but a lot of times I'm doing a little bit of a lighter medium coverage. Alright, so we got our eyes primed, and for the blues today, I'm going to be using the ColourPop, this is hideous, it was dirty, in a trans palette. This is a very like blue, kind of light blue purple palette. I'm just going to be using the blues in that. So we got everything primed. I'm going to start out with the color Future Self, which is this light blue right here. And I'm just going to be applying that in my crease, but starting from the mid and working inwards. I don't really want a lot of pigment on the outside, and you'll see why later. So this shade is really like a whitish blue. It doesn't have like a ton of brightness to it, but that's what I want, just as like a little transition shade. Just like you would use like a lighter peach brown or something like that. So I'm just gonna go working very slowly because I don't want this to get like too out of control too fast. But yeah, so I'm starting from the middle of my eye and then working inwards in my crease. Almost kind of like just doing like a little half moon around the first quarter of my lid. And this shade's really nice because it is going to kind of mimic that inner corner brightness. Even though it's a blue, it's a shade you wouldn't typically use as like a brightener pop. This is just going to keep the eye looking bright and not too like heavy on the inner corner, even though this is an inner corner kind of look. So I'm just really applying that. This shade blends super easily, so I'm just applying it until I like the payoff. And then you can kind of like sweep it up and towards the brow, not really towards the outer corner. Next, I'm going to take a little smaller brush. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take a little smaller, kind of more tapered blending brush, and I'm going to take this color, which is Transcendance, which is this just kind of deeper. It's almost like a periwinkle blue. I'm going to tap off my excess, and I'm going to mimic that same motion I was just doing, just a little bit more precise with the smaller brush, just to build up some blue pigment. This shade does have a little bit of a sparkle to it. It's like a matte base with a sparkle, but for our look, it's going to be perfect. So I'm just applying that. Again, not going past the middle of the eye, keeping it more towards the inner part. I love this shade. This is a shade I don't usually play with, but I think it's going to be so good for today's look. And then you can take the other brush we had and just kind of buff out the edges. Like I said, these shades are kind of more powdery, so they're really not blending badly. They're really kind of just blending themselves because they are kind of fine. So I'm just barely buffing the edges out. And now I'm going to cut my inner portion of my lid. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that Rare Beauty primer just on my hand. And I'm going to take a very tiny little precision brush. This is an e.l.f. concealer brush right here. And I'm just going to pick up that product, kind of work it into the brush so it's not so like liquidy when I first apply it. I'm going to look down into my mirror and then I'm going to cut the inner portion of my lid. Alright, so taking a little bit more until I get that nice like crisp half cut crease going. And since it's not the whole eye, it's a little bit easier, I think at least, because you don't have to worry about it being like a straight circle or perfectly round, whatever. Alright, I'm going to do it to the other eye as well. Making sure to get really tight into the inner corner because we do want some brightness in there. Alright, I'm just going to kind of tap that with my finger just to get out any parts that weren't perfectly blended with that little brush. And now I'm going to go in with a gold. I think the gold, I tested a bunch looking at what looked good with the blue, and I think I landed on this gold shade from the Makeup by Mario Master Metallics palette. So I'm going to take that on a clean-ish brush. I'm going to pat it on there, and I am going to get it wet. So I'm going to spray some of this all-nighter setting spray on my brush. And we're going to put this right where we just carved out the crease. Oh yeah, that gold was good. Good choice, good choice. Alright, so you can see I'm just applying that to that inner portion. Oh, I love how this shade is looking. I really like this Master Metallics palette by Mario. I think it is such a nice palette just to have because when I want something shimmery, this is the first palette I look to see if the tone or the color is in here that I want, and usually it is, and they just perform so well. They look so nice. They have a little bit of sparkle. I just think they're really good formulation, and I really like the colors that he put in here as well. So I'm going to build that until I'm happy with it, really keeping it neat and tidy. And then once you come to like the middle, you can kind of just like barely press your brush against your eye and just sweep it out. And what we're actually going to do is I'm going to use, it's kind of a different look, but I had it in mind. I'm going to use a champagne, so I'm going to take the color right underneath that gold that I used. I'm going to get that. This is like one of my favorite kind of champagne colors. Ooh, what was that? I'm gonna wet my brush again. Or you know what? Actually, I didn't want to wet my brush. I'm not gonna wet the brush. I'm gonna use the other side. And I'm going to pat that champagne over the center and sweep it out. So we don't have any really of that blue on this side, so we're really just kind of sweeping that champagne as kind of like our filler color for our blank area on our eye. Tapping it over the center of the gold just so we have a seamless blend. And I'm going to sweep that upwards into kind of like a wing shape. But it's going to be like very not noticeable because it's such a light shade, obviously. But I'm going to sweep that up. You can even go in kind of with your finger and a little bit of that gold and just press it in the middle just so we get a seamless transition into the champagne. Alright, I'm liking how that looks. This is it so far. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is take a little angled brush just like this, and I'm going to go back in with that dark blue, the darkest of the blues that we used. And I'm going to spray my brush just to give it a little bit of structure, and I'm going to gently pat that onto the part of the lid that has the champagne on the lash line. And kind of make a little bit of a smoky wing. Now it's still going to be really subtle because obviously this shade is really light, but it is just going to give us a little bit more structure on that outer corner and then bring in, just like tie the look together, bring it kind of full circle. So I'm just patting this on the lid. Use more setting spray. It kind of just gives the shadow a little less like fallout and a little bit more precision. And just kind of mimic a little wing. See if those match up. Yeah. And then you can intensify it as much as you can. Obviously this shade is not going to build up super dark because it is a pretty light pastel-y shade, but you can build it up to your heart's content. So that is like the top lash, and then the top that's the like top eyelid. What a weird way to say that. I'm going to take a little bit more of that champagne shade and just sweep it under the brow. And kind of like halo that blue. So I'm going to kind of like bring it right in there. I love this champagne color. It's one of my favorites. Definitely not your average grocery store look, unless it is. Alright, but that's the top lash line done. Let's move on to the face. I did want to do my face with you guys just because I feel like maybe there was a couple products that I haven't updated you guys on, and I don't know, I want to do my makeup with you. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Not a new product, but a staple nonetheless. I'm just going to blend that in with my beauty blender. This just gives a little bit extra glow. Obviously we have that MAC peach light underneath, but this just gives us that extra superstar youth glow, if you will. Alright, for foundation, we are going to use a newer one to me. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude. This has hyaluronic acid in it. I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. I have used this already and I really liked it. I'm going to take it, I guess, in the back of my hand. The dropper on this, like, it doesn't work. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm going to take it with my beauty sponge and do some dots. Oh. Kind of smells like paint. I don't know, that could be my beauty blender from something else, but I don't think so. I think this is a fairly clean beauty blender. I didn't notice that the other times I wore it, that it smelled like paint. Like it kind of goes away. No. Kind of smells like paint. That's weird because I use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi a lot and it doesn't have a bad smell. Yeah, this smells like paint. That's fun. It's fine. I do really like how this foundation looks on my skin though. I feel like it makes your skin just look really healthy. The beauty sponge is probably not the ideal way to use it because it probably sucks up a lot of it. I'm gonna bring it on my neck and hit the ears. Kind of avoiding that under eye because lately I feel like if I put foundation on my under eye and then concealer, it just makes my under eyes look even drier, which I kind of struggle with that. So just applying this. Pretty good match. I think I'm in the shade 0.5 to 2, very light. Très pale. A little French for you. Alrighty. Alright, I was going to use the NYX Bare It All serum concealer, but it disappeared. I think it might be like under my setup where I'm filming, and it's not really my journey to mess up my filming area. This is probably not a good shade. I'm just going to apply my concealer here. I've been seeing some people do this. I think Makeup by Oreal, the Kylie Jenner's makeup artist, I think he does this where he keeps like the brightness in the center. So I'm going to do that too. And then just use it to kind of spot conceal. Like I said, this is not my ideal shade. I cannot find a shade in NARS that I really love because I feel like the lighter shades that, you know, because this might be a little too dark for me, I feel like the lighter shades are too light. They make me look like a ghost because I'm already so fair. So I truly don't know. I try to go a little bit darker to get like a nicer tone, but then it gets yellow. So let me know if you look anything like me, your skin, what shade in NARS do you use? Alright, so just blending that out. Once I have like contour and everything, the shade won't really look that bad for the concealer. Alright, that looks good. Do we think? I think I'm going to take a little bit of the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is a really light shade, and I'm just going to like stick it right there for a little bit of extra brightness. This foundation I think is looking pretty good. I haven't really, like I said, I've tried it like once or twice, but not in like my lights situation, like not super close up and like actually looking at it and paying attention. That's how the skin's looking. I think I like that. I think the brightness actually really helped. Moving on to creams. Okay. I'm going to use this Refi bronzer. I don't think I ever used this in a video. I got it a long time ago, and I'm always like, guys, don't worry. I'm going to update you on the products. And then I don't. So, I mean, not that many people watch my videos, but if you do, I'm here to update you. So I'm going to apply. I've kind of gone back to applying my bronzer lower, my contour, following just like my natural shape because, I don't know. I thought doing it higher was giving me cheekbones, but now I feel like doing it lower and more natural shape is giving me cheekbones, so I'm just always on the search for cheekbones because I don't have any, I don't think. Obviously, I know that I do, but Alright, this is cute. This bronzer. It might be a little... I got the shade Sand. I don't know if that's the lightest one. It might be a little warm, but I'm going to go in with like a cooler powder on top, so no worries. I'm going to sweep that all across the perimeter. Give my face a little bit of light, especially we have these lighter tones on the eyes. I don't want to look too washed out, but I also don't want to go too dark with my thing because I want to keep it very like ethereal. You know the vibes. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to set. So I'm going to take my Hourglass powder. Like I said, I'm just trying to use this one up because I'm not the hugest fan of it anymore. I don't know, I just feel like I've tried some glowier powders. I don't know where my Kosas one is. Yeah, I can't find my Kosas powder, but I really like that one, the Cloud Set, I think it's called, Airy Cloud Set. But this one will work for today. Just kind of setting very lightly. I don't like too much powder. Like I said, I have dry skin, so too much powder is not my friend, but I do like to set my makeup. Let's go into a little bit more contour. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, and I'm going to take this NARS, forget what this one is called, but the brush that looks like this from NARS, pick up the contour and just lightly go over. This is just going to give us a little bit more of that cool sculpted tone. I really liked this palette. I need to use it again, the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I was using it for like a hot second, and then obviously I buy so much makeup that I just kind of forget. Just kind of dusting it in the, kind of like from my brow down. And then I'm going to apply some right straight down from my chin down my neck. I saw someone do this, maybe it was on TikTok, and they said it gives a little bit more of a contour than like going all around your jawline. And then I'm going to hit under the lips as well. The lips are looking crusty. Alright, let's do blush. Another new product I kind of wanted to update you guys on is the Patrick Ta, I believe it's the Major Headlines blush palette. I'm going to be going in with the more peachy shade in the middle. So I believe how you're supposed to apply these, I'm going to take the same NARS brush, is powder and then put the cream on top, and it gives it kind of like a natural look. Ooh, these are pigmented. Okay. She said she wanted a peachy blush and she got a peachy blush. Okay. I like to apply my brush, like my blush, kind of like back and then like across my cheekbone, not really on the apples of my cheeks. I mean, some gets on there, but I don't like to focus it there. Alright, we're gonna take my powder brush and blend that out because, like I said, that was very pigmented. We're gonna take the smallest amount and dust it on the forehead, the nose, and the chin. Like I said, really trying to just blend that, just so it's not so blushy. And then I'm going to take the cream, which I don't know what brush I'm going to use. I guess I'll use this little ColourPop F31 and just barely tap into the cream and kind of just sit it on top. Gives it a little bit more of a dewy look. I like when my hair gets stained like pink because I go a little crazy on the blush. It's wonderful. Alright, let's go back to the eyes and then we'll kind of finish everything up. You guys know I like to do like my highlight and my lips last. So, for the lower lash line, we're going to start out with this pencil from About Face. It's actually a shadow stick in the shade curly. I'm going to take that and apply that in my waterline. And kind of on the lower lash line. It's like a chubby stick, so. I think I'm also going to kind of do my lashes with it because it is like a really creamy stick. So I think I'm going to kind of try to coat the lashes with it. You can kind of see. That way we'll have like the black mascara on top, but this will give us a little bit more of like a whimsical look. I kind of think I'm not going to do anything else besides that. I might add a little bit, yeah, let's do that. Everything just fell. I'm going to add a little bit of this shade. This is like a lighter gold from the Mario palette. I'm going to just take that with the tip of my finger and focus it on the center of the eye under lash line. Just barely, just to give us a little dimension and a little bit of like pop in there. And then I'm going to do my mascara really quick. I'm going to do my brows and mascara off camera, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I used. Alright, I contemplated doing lashes, but I've been using this, the Grande Lash Serum. If I could find it, I would show it to you. But it's from Sephora. It's the Grande Lash, just like eyelash serum. And I've only been using it for like a week, and I guess I haven't applied mascara since then. And my lashes are huge. Like, this is mascara, and I used the, this is new as well, the L'Oreal Voluminous Noir Balm. And I've tried this mascara once before, and it like didn't give me a whole lot, but I feel like that's a lot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like go back and look at some of my other videos to see like myself applying mascara, but I feel like my lashes have grown so much, and I've only used it like a handful of times. So I'm not going to do lashes. I think it would be too much. Next, we're going to do the lips. I'm going to line, also for my brows, I use the NYX, I think it's the Brow Glue. I'm not going to say the name of this. This is like the sex education one. I don't think YouTube would like that. I'm going to use the pencil Subculture from MAC and just line the perimeter of my lips, kind of fill them in just a little bit. I need someone to teach me how to line my lips because I want to be able to overline, but I'm not very good at it. I know my pencil needs to be sharpened, but I don't have time for that. Alright, so we just lined a little bit. I probably did overline a bit. I'm going to take the lipstick from Revlon. This is Gentlemen Prefer Pink. It's more of a pink. I'm doing more of a peach, so I'm just going to dab this on my lips. Just to give them a little color. A lipstick that I would really like to use, but I gave it to my mom and I haven't repurchased it yet, is the Charlotte Tilbury Kidman's Kiss. I believe it's the Hot Lips. It's like based on Nicole Kidman. So a really pretty peach. But I'm going to take this Fenty Gloss in Peach Palette. This came in the little holiday gift set with the peach blush. And I'm going to put that on. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use something that is not sold anymore, but I just think it would be perfect for this look. It's the Becca, well obviously it's not sold anymore because RIP Becca. This is the Dreamsicle Becca blush. It's like an orangey shade. And I'm going to apply my highlighter. Not too heavy, but a little heavy, you know. And then I'm gonna take it on my finger and put it right between my eyebrows because I feel like I like how that looks on me, and right on the center. And then dust it over the Cupid's bow, kind of putting it on my lip a little bit. Alright, and that is the completed look. Let me fix my little top here. That is the completed look. I really liked how it turned out. Like I said, it's a little different for me. It's definitely not like your everyday average look, but I don't know, I just had the vision. I think it really came out like I wanted it to. That's the eyes. But yeah, I think that was really good. So new products I used. I used the L'Oreal True Match Nude. I do like how it looks. I kind of wish I would gone with a little bit extra coverage for this look. I like the like glowiness, but I just wish I would have done a little bit extra coverage. Maybe I'm just having a bad skin day in my opinion. But I do really like this besides the smell. It smells like paint, but I feel like it looks like real skin to me. The Patrick Ta blush, I have been using it, but I haven't really updated you on camera. I hate how it gets so dirty. I know everyone says that, but like it looks like I've had this for years, like girly. But I really love it. I think the blush looks really perfect, and it actually matches the Fenty gloss amazingly. But yeah, that's all for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're new, come back, stay. We love it here. We love you. So yeah, that's all from me today, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.